Hello everyone, this is Lolly. I have something to show you today. It is called the Gyro-Cut, and I think that this is like an original design, and that there are others on the market right now imitating, but I want to share with you the purpose, how to use it. There's the instructions right there, and their website has a video. I think part of the problem is in use and in understanding how to use is that people are buying these knockoffs and all it comes with is this. And they're also not getting the results that they had hoped for from this. And let's just say, if you want to get it right, don't look at the knockoff brands. So this is a swivel cutting blade. So it's like using this, only this is stationary. I have to move my hand or move the project like this in order to get it cut. This, the blade turns 360 degrees so that I can just hold this still and swivel all the way around. So this is made to be held by a pen, but in order to understand that, you have to look at pen holding. It's supposed to rest on your middle finger and then be held on top by your top two fingers. If you write like this, that is not how you're going to hold this. You're going to rest it on that finger and hold it on top with these two. It's even got like a triangular shaped barrel. It's got an area here to rest on that middle finger, and it's got indentations here for your top two fingers. That is how you hold it. It also saves you a lot of hand strain when you're holding your blade this way and even your pen that way. Your fingers should be relaxed. You should never have white knuckles when you're writing. So let's take the safety cap off and look at this more closely. You can see the shape of it right there, and then it spins all the way around like that. In using it, this does say, protect your surface, use a self-healing mat. So that's why I took off my usual silicone thing that I have here, and I'm just using a craft mat. Now, they really do mean it, self-healing mat. Do not use this on your glass craft mat. This is a blade, and so if you're using it on glass under your project, glass is under there, not only are you dulling your blade, so it's not going to work. It won't last as long because you've dulled it, but also this will glide across this craft mat, but it will not on a glass. It will catch on that glass and drag and pull, and it will just create a choppy mess on your project. So when you're holding it, now I'm going to turn this sideways so you can see I've got my hand grip right. My hand is relaxed. When you're holding it, it needs to be perpendicular to your paper like this. So you're not angling it this way or left or right. It's straight up and down so that the top of this is pointing straight toward the ceiling. So in doing this, don't try to swiggle your wrist, just put it down, whatever's comfortable for you. The blade will automatically turn in the right direction. And there you go. Now, what a cute way to do your journal pages. So I went ahead and made this like a journal page for like Elizabeth Craft Designs or the 6-hole planners. You've automatically got a very interesting a page right there. You could swing this over, make it a pocket. You know, when you're making cards, there are dies that do this, that make like for snow mounds or for the beach sand. I just think this is so quick. You could do circles, hearts. You could cut freehand your own shapes. You could do the swirl like this and then punch it out and it's a flower. A lot of options to use this for. And I did notice something else on Amazon, and that this only comes with the one shape of a blade. Now I'm going to try and pull in a picture right here on the left of your screen to show you. But what I've noticed is that several of these knockoff brands are selling one of these with 3 or 4 different shapes of blade. The pointier it gets, meaning the angle of the blade. Okay, like this is a really steep angle because we are holding the blade down like this, okay, against our paper. Let's again show you from the top, like at this. we don't hold it down like this. You realize how hard it would be to cut with a blade that's that severe of an angle? Some of the blades that you can get for the knockoffs have that intense of an angle on the blade. That is just going to catch in your paper as opposed to cutting. So I'm not even worried about getting blades that have different shapes on them. I don't see the point of that at all. Okay, so take something like this, and you don't want to fussy cut with scissors. The fussy cutting you can get right on the very edge, and you could try that as well. But if you want like some of the white border across there, let's see. And this is pivoting on a dime. The only thing is you have to get prepared that it may take you a little practice to figure out what kind of pressure to use on this, because it would be different depending on the, oh, I could see I have a little error here. It just in the design cut off the bottom of that leaf. That's the only reason I stopped. I was just looking at that. You would have to know how hard to push. So all you have to do is test. For instance, let's do this. Let's say I don't know whether this paper, how hard I have to push. So I just test it. And you say, oh, that's hard enough. I don't have to push any harder than that. Now, because I'm doing a video, my head is not directly over the project. Otherwise, you would see my head instead of the project. So this is actually better because I can see around the blade and see where I'm going. Now, if you don't want to push toward your hand, then go ahead and turn the project so you're moving away from your hand. Let's see. There you go. Now there is your project. It really is faster, especially once you learn to use it. I did not have to push hard enough to create hand strain. The other thing you could do, like there's white right here in between these. If you wanted to cut that out, you could go in and cut that out as well. There you go. Can you see how that cut that out? So it's a good way to get inside of something. What if, let's use this as an example again. Let's say that I had made, oops, bad pen. Oh my gosh. Let's use the llama pencil. Let's say you had a frame and you just needed to cut out the inside, like right there. And you know, it's very hard to do with scissors. This one I didn't do as good on. And here's the two things that I noticed is that when I got here, I started angling the blade and immediately it started messing up on me. I was angling it out of habit. And once I angled it straight back up, it started cutting again. But then by then I'd forgotten what pressure to use. And so it started dragging and I had a hard time tearing that out. So user error, but I think it's going to be wonderful to work with this. It's so easy. You just don't want to lose your little piece right here. And you know, you can touch it. It's not going to cut you. There are replacement blades available and you just pull it out with pliers and push a new one in. So, and this says JNR. I think it means junior, like there might be a larger one. I don't know. This is the only size I've ever seen. And I really wouldn't even bother messing with the knockoffs for the reason that people are having a hard time with them. They're upset there's no instructions. You know, if the company can't even bother to send you even a little flyer telling you how to use the product, why bother? Why give them your money? And as I've said, you do not need those blades that are really that are shaped like this with a severe angle on that blade. It's just going to drag and snag. And again, use your self-healing cutting mat. If you're using a glass mat, put something like this on top of it. I mean, you shouldn't be using a glass mat for any blades at all, whether it's a typical craft blade or this, doesn't matter. No glass mats. The glass mat is to give you ease of, for instance, using your inks, you know, when you're inking on something, or for using mixed media, but you don't really want to use that for something like this. So 2 thumbs up, Lolly seal of approval. I think this is really going to be a great tool and you're going to love it.